Welcome to the spot.
Yes, we did it. Yeah. Welcome, everyone. It is I, curlpixel.
And I'm Blink.
Yes, and we're here today to talk about something very magical. We're going to talk about the Modest Climb.
Yeah. It was last weekend.
Yes.
It was very fun.
That's a good word to describe it. There's several words that come to mind. Cooking, magical, modest rating.
Or just fun.
or just fun. No, but I'm really excited for us. And I think what we wanted to do was to take a moment to showcase not only what two great content creators made in the space of Grand Archive, but also talk about our decks and what we experienced and what we started cooking. So, shall we dive in?
Well, first, thank you to Show and Co. for hosting.
Yes. And Shinja for all the support. All the support. Yes. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe. All their information will be down below, right there. I thought for a fan-made tournament, this was the first that I ever experienced a Modest Climb.
Yeah.
And I guess for context, people are probably wondering, what is a Modest Climb? Jonathan, what is a Modest Climb?
Well, this tournament, we had to create a deck around a card that had a hipster rating of 90+, aka it's not competitively viable and it's barely used.
Yeah.
So that was a challenge in itself, while also keeping the budget under $250.
Yeah.
So it was really fun making the list and seeing what everyone came up with.
Yeah, and there was a little bit of diversity.
Yeah.
There's some decks I'm like, ooh, I'll see that eventually in a top 8 or maybe like top 16 day 2 experience. And then some that I'm like, oh, you're here. I like that for you. I guess what we'll do is show a little bit. So yeah, for those who can't tell, this is Co and Show. Amazing content creators who also did the spoiler today. Or yesterday. Spoiler yesterday. Everything that was cooking. That was, I don't know, planned or strategic, but that was very good branding. And as Jonathan mentioned, everything was under $250. We had to at least play that hipster card and play around it too, which I really liked seeing what people did. And I think the most important part, it was free $99. I love free shit.
It was great.
I said the F word.
I think it was great being free because it allowed people to enter and have freedom in deck building and just having access to this kind of tournament to have fun and not be in a very competitive scene, but have the opportunity to play with other people. It was really great. Yeah, and what I thought was also very shocking was usually when there are free tournaments, you don't expect anything. Yeah. And there were some great giveaways and pricing. So first through fourth got these amazing Merlin sleeves designed by Co. And then Shinja, and sponsored by Shinja, provided 6 RDO boxes, which is phenomenal. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a case, right?
That's a whole case.
That's a case. And so it felt like no matter what, someone won something in the end of the day, whether it was showcasing a new deck, getting these sleeves, or getting an RDO box, or making friends too. So that was pretty cool. Now let's look over some of the amazing competitors, decks, and placement that everyone did.
Congrats to Chromatic for first.
Yes, Chromatic. Yes. Thank you for beating up my potions and beating me up with that Jin deck. My Crucible got fracturized both games, I think.
Yep.
Chromatic, huge props. And make sure you follow their content as well. Information below as well. But yeah, Jonathan, what surprised you, I guess, looking at all these decks? Was there any deck that you were like, that's interesting?
One thing that was interesting was, I think, the Fire Tera Kongming. I know now that it was created by some Apex people, but I think just empowering a lot with Kongming can be very strong, especially with Fireball.
Yeah. How
Merlin used to do that with Mage Merlin. We used to play Fireball, and now it's Kongming.
Yeah. We love... Yeah. Well, I mean, I personally do not like Fireball by any means, but we love seeing the different champions who can use Fireball, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah. And it was built around... Which card? It was... I believe it was this one, Found Power.
Ooh, yeah. And that one's in Power 3.
Power 3.
You control an object named Proto Key Crest, discard up to 2 cards, and draw that many cards. Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of the things empowered and just boosted Fireball's damage.
Yeah.
Which was the main goal of the deck, and I think it did pretty well. Personally, I didn't play against it, but it would have been cool to play against.
I played against it.
And how did you do?
Went well. I won. Yeah.
Yes.
It was exciting. I felt bad because it was pretty much who can do the most spell damage the fastest.
Yeah.
And I think one thing I realized with the Modest decks is that if you only run 4 of your Modest card and nothing else to... What's the right word? I don't want to use the word like complement it, but anything else that works around it, you kind of have to default to what you would traditionally use to win your match, right?
Yeah.
So I was playing Arisanna, Cinderbloom deck with Crucible, so I didn't see any of my anime potions. So all I had was my normal potions, so I was like, okay, I guess I'll just brew and then
Even in our match, you didn't find them.
So it's like, do I just lose or give up? Or win, sorry. That's the third option, so the goal is to win, so. But yeah.
Speaking of, what did you play against in this tournament?
Ooh, okay, so there were a few folks. We already talked about Kongming, Fire Kongming, so this one was fun. It was pretty much racing to see who can do the most fire damage quickly as possible. And then I think my most interesting match was against Fosent, who played Wind Robo Allies with Lorraine. So it reminded me of a new version of Wind Wake Up, even though it didn't have Ranger Strikes, because Ranger Strikes is banned, right?
Yeah.
But maybe this is like, I guess I haven't seen robots and Wind Wake Up before like this, so I was like, oh, is this the new Wind Wake Up?
This is like a hybrid of Wind Automaton Allies and Wind Wake Up.
Yeah.
With, what is it? Gear Stride Academy?
Yeah, Gear Stride
and Wind Bless Hurricane Farm.
Yeah. So this one was kind of terrifying because I just didn't know what to expect. And props to this deck because if all you're seeing are robots, you're like, oh, I'm vibing, I'm chilling. And then you see Second Wind and then the potion that does wake up an ally and then you're dead.
Yeah. This was one of the decks I was scared to play, but I didn't play against it.
Yeah.
So.
And what's really cool too is with Backup Charger and cards that help generate Power Cell, you can sacrifice Power Cell to help boost some of these allies. Like, I think Andronica, yes, Armored Valkyrie.
Almost everything's an automaton.
Yeah, so all these robos are like, not only can I wake up twice or swing twice, but I'm also gonna get a buff from this Backup Charger. So that was a little terrifying.
But the best part, there's 2 turbocharge. And there's so much power cell generation, turbocharge is never dead.
So we love cards in hand, so that is a blessing. But yeah, this one was kind of scary. And then the last 2 matches that I had, we'll skip that one. Chromatic. Yeah, Chromatic was really good. It revolved around this one ally, the Plasma Vanguard, where on enter, if your champion has 10 or less damage counters, put 3 buff counters on Plasma Vanguard. So it's coming in as a 5/2, or no, a 5/5, and then just swinging. Yeah. And since everyone knows that I love Fire Diana, I like to play risky, so I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna play my Crucible. I'm put 7 cards down, here's a potion. Hopefully I can animate it, and then just got wrecked. And then Jonathan and I played against each other, and that was easy breezy.
Yeah, I got destroyed. I think it was our second game, I was trying to level up to level 3, and I was at 0 damage. I'm like, okay, Vanitas 2 has 22 health. I go hands down to draw a card into memory, and you just kill me there. You just do 22 damage, and I die, and I'm like, yep.
I love potions, I love burning things down, so here we are. Wait, I know, did we talk about what decks we played?
No.
Oh my gosh, we just went into my matches. So for context, the deck that I played was a version of Fire Cinderbloom mixed with the idea of prioritizing. My modest card was Potion Infused Animate, which if you're Arisanna, costs 2 less, it's a 4 cost, and at fast speed you can rest a target potion. That potion then becomes an ally, and all its on sacrifice abilities become on death abilities. So I really like this because the purpose of this deck wasn't to try to use. I think we've seen Crucible and Wind Arisanna use a lot of different types of potions. Mine was just burn damage.
Yeah.
I didn't want a soothing potion. I didn't want the potion where you can get 3 cards back in hand. I just wanted all the burn ones. And then the goal was trying to animate my explosive concoction, which is a 7/7 potion. That becomes a 7/7 ally. And then just swing for 7/7. So it took... The challenge, I think, with this deck was that it took a lot of time to set up this combo of Potion, Fusion, Animate, and then the Explosive Concoction. But when it did work, I have a Potion swinging 7/7. And then when it didn't work, what I would do is just rely on what this deck traditionally would do, which is burn damage, Searing Rebuke, yeah.
Essence Crucible damage.
Yeah, because it works together. So when you create, for those who don't know, whenever you generate a potion, you add a counter on the Essence Crucible.
Whenever you brew a potion.
Yes, whenever you brew a potion. And then you just keep generating counters on it. And then if someone tries to attack you, just play Searing Rebuke. And each instance of damage will also include that number of counters on Essence Crucible. So if you get it to, let's say, 4 counters on Essence Crucibles, and then you Searing Rebuke, 1 block of damage, for example, or 1 ping of damage will go back for 7.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah. And then I played
Yes.
a Horses Vanitas list. So my card was Allowance Race, and I used Legendary Saddle as well to enable the elements of all 3 horses. So I played Red Hair, Ju Ying, and Dilu. So it worked really well with Allowance Race early on, because if you have these horses like Red Hair and Ju Ying and Dilu, and you play Legendary Saddle while you're either Speared or level 1, they can't attack anyways. So you just use Allowance Race to draw 2 cards. And then if you find another Allowance Race, you draw 2 more cards.
What is that that online gacha game that people play? It's like the Horse Girls.
Uma.
That's what this is, Uma.
Yep, it's all horses. And then it uses cards like Rearing Rebound as a spell to suppress an ally, and if you have a horse you draw into memory. And then Spurred Gallop lets you play horses at fast speed, which allows you to play Unbroken Mustang. To break something, Coalescing Mare is already a fast activation card to protect an ally for 1 health. Or even Floodward Steed, so put a Bulwark counter and stops 1 instance of attack damage. Or the best horse, Brisk Windtrotter, gives +2 buff counters on something.
Yeah.
So you have a horse swinging for 5 damage. And if you pair it with Displace or Reclaim or Escape the Wreckage, you can play it again and do 4 buff counters. So you make this giant horse that's just galloping all over them.
Yes.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I did not get to play Diablerie, but it was in the deck.
Yeah. What does this one do?
So if they play a Divine Relic, in response to the Divine Relic, you play Diablerie, and then when the Divine Relic comes in, it becomes yours.
That's rude.
Yeah.
So you're a horse tamer, and you're also
if they play,
you're encouraging theft.
So if they play GCR, you play Diablerie in response, and then you get a GCR.
So is it on the materialization?
Yeah, so it's before it comes in. So it's the next time a Regalia with Divine Relic. So
that's rude.
Even if they play Quicksilver Grail, they don't get the Quicksilver Grail on enter because it becomes mine now. So I get the on enter.
I don't like this card. Weebs, delete, ban, burn this card. This is fun. How are your matches?
Ooh, my matches. So round 1, where's it? Round 1, I played against Wind, Crux, Sheen, Merlin, and it dealt with generating Obelith tokens, and that was pretty scary.
That's the golem, right?
Yeah, because it was pretty scary because it could deal with my horses, my pride horses, pretty early on, and I can retaliate by picking ramp Sheen counters, and that's pretty scary. But in our game, I just went to 3 and started taxing, and I won from there.
Well,
because eventually you ran out of influence.
I do not support the IRS, but what is taxing?
Okay, yeah. So level 3 Vanitas says on champion hit, cards your opponents materialize cost 1 more to activate until the beginning of their next turn.
Yeah.
So it's either their first materialization or cards that specifically interact with materialization, like Beseech the Winds that specifically says materialize a card. Dungeon Guide and Heavenly Guide play cards from the material deck, similarly to activating Mercblade or things of that nature. They don't trigger Vanitas, but typically Vanitas will only affect the first materialization that someone plays. So it's a way to get cards out of their influence and pressure damage while him having 3 attack and 25 HP.
Okay.
Yeah. And if they block your horses and you can't get in with Vanitas, Vanitas can still retaliate because he has an attack stat.
Yeah.
So he can kill an ally too.
It's kind of jealous that is he the only champion that has an attack stat?
I believe so for now. But who knows? Alan might have one in the future. And then game 2, I played on stream against Murgle. This deck was scary. It dealt with Message in Shadows and Stealth Allies.
Yes.
So
I did watch the stream about this. This was
yes, it was very close. Game 1, I feel like I misplayed, but it's whatever. Yeah. It was still fun. Game 2, I took it by a hair with Red Hair and Cavalier Rescue.
No pun
intended. Double Stifling Trap. Yeah. And it was really strong with all the Stealth Allies and Ace and Protector and all the buffing. And then round 3, I got destroyed by this guy.
This guy?
Yeah. And then round 4 was against Orpheus. This was my favorite match.
Your favorite?
Yes.
Why was
Orpheus was a great opponent. It was my least favorite deck to play against because Zander has the best. I feel like this deck has the best counterplay to Vanitas. Where if I swing for 3, he doesn't have to materialize because he's already level 3. And then he reveals a Luxem site and he heals 3.
Yeah.
So my tax doesn't matter. 2, if he doesn't reveal a Luxem site, next turn he reveals 2 Luxem sites and gets rid of 6 damage. And if he has 2 Luxem sites and I swing for 3 damage, then I'm making no progress.
Yeah, and then he can just light reverse.
Yeah.
Ping left and right.
But unfortunately, in our game, he wasn't able to play table straight. But I would have loved to see it.
Yeah, and this one is reveal any amount of suited cards from your memory, depending on the length of the longest consecutive streak of reserve costs among the cards. Revealed this way, suited allies you control get the following: 2, 3, or 4 draw a card. 5 or 6 draw 2 cards. 7 or more draw 3 cards. Okay.
Yeah, so those were my matches, and unfortunately, I did not have a sideboard. That was an oversight, but also I don't know what I would have thrown in my sideboard.
You were handicapping yourself.
Yeah.
You wanted to limit yourself. Really trust in the deck that you built.
I also did not play against any water, so Viridian could have been taken out, same with Censor.
Yeah.
But I eventually just used them to get rid of with Fluffy. So it was fine. But this deck was pretty fun. I liked the allowance race part with the horses, but definitely there are changes that I would make.
Yes. And I think what I appreciate most is seeing all the different decks. I don't know, I guess that's what resonating the most with me right now is seeing all the different decks that I wouldn't normally see in competitive play.
Yeah.
Right? Because I think even when it's a diverse competitive season, like RDO, for example, you'll see the same archetype of decks or the same themes of decks. And this was like, oh, this is refreshing.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're about to do. Kill me.
Even when people use the same cards, like I know this Fire Aggro to Norris also used Allowance Race, but they took a different approach on the deck.
Yeah.
So there were very few decks that had similar game plans or similar play styles. Like this one is Fire Aggro going fast. Mine was more go to level 3 and use the horses to draw. And then there was also a water suited that used the suited allies.
Yeah.
So even though it was Vanitas, it didn't go to level 3. So there were just different takes on these decks.
Yeah. Agreed. Well, I'm hoping that we see more Modest Climb things. And I guess what would you say? What are the takeaways that you hope to see next time?
Yeah, well, I'm excited to see where this tournament goes in the future.
Yeah.
There are definitely ways to improve the rules or change how people deck build.
Yeah.
Like $250 at the time wasn't a lot, but after RDO released and the prices settled down, $250 was enough to make a really strong deck because the really powerful cards were cheaper because of RDO.
Yeah.
So even reducing the budget for a deck could improve. I know people were talking about having restricting the card pool to commons and uncommons and rares and not having SRs and URs. Could be interesting to see what people cook up.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of different ways this can go.
Yeah, and what I really appreciate, I guess, with Show and Co. is taking the ability and courage to put themselves out there and try something new.
Yeah.
Right? I think I don't think it sounds easy to be like, oh, I'm going to host a tournament, I'm going to stream it, and then after that be open to feedback. But it takes a lot of work, and just like being in that sphere, not only did I get to appreciate it more of like just players and content creators who just love the game and want to create a new tournament, but their drive and wanting to provide more opportunities to play different types of tournaments. So, Show and Co., I appreciate y'all so much for all the work that you did.
And it's great to see how many people were interested in this. Yeah. Like, we could only have 16 people play, and they went through all of the list and picked 16. Even though there were a lot more. There were a lot of people that didn't get to play, unfortunately, but I think in the future, a lot more people can play if it allows. Yeah. And I just love the energy. I think that was the other thing. Everyone was great.
Yeah, we got to meet a lot of cool people who all just cared about the game. And that's why I like Grand Archive a lot. It's vibe. I don't want to say it's vibe-based, but I feel like a lot of my positive experience has been shaped by the players. So I'm glad they not only found great decks to feature, but also cool people that can represent those decks.
Yeah.
So that is everything about the Modest Climb.
Yeah.
We'll showcase the sleeves once they get in.
Yes.
And then we'll see what happens next. So, anything else, Jonathan, you want to
add? No. Just thank you, Show and Co, for having us, and it was a great tournament.
Yes, thank you. We'll see you on the next one. All right, bye, folks.